Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Com Show. This story I'm bringing you today is full of twist and turn. Like, there's so much plot twist in this story. You wonder, where do people come up with these kind of ideas? Like, how do people cook all these things? This story is like a Hollywood script or a Nollywood script, something that is out of the imaginable. You just wonder, like, how do human beings just sit and cook up actions like this? This is actually somebody's real life story, but it sounds much more of a Hollywood or Nollywood script than a life story. Please watch this till the end, like, share, and please subscribe to the channel. Let's get right into the story. So, the story is about this lady. She's an orphan. She was raised by an old lady that is not the parent. So this old lady raised the lady, and when the woman died, she gave all her inheritance. She willed all her inheritance to the lady. So when the family of the old woman got the information that the old woman has willed all her inheritance to this lady in question, they took the lady to court, and luckily the lady got the inheritance because it was written in a will, so she was safe from there. But that is not actually the story. Later in life, this woman got married to a man. They've been married for 5 years. And while they got married, the man advised, this inheritance that you got from this old woman, since there are a lot of litigations around the inheritance, I think we should just sell them. The inheritance was made of some houses and money. We should just sell the inheritance, then we can have the money and then use part of the money to buy our own house and then use the rest for some business. So she went ahead with the suggestion from the husband. After all, it's the husband. What do you expect? When they sold the house, the woman kept the money in the husband's account. And then one day the woman said her car was spoiled. So the husband sent the car to the mechanic shop to be repaired. So after repairing the car, the husband called the wife to go to the mechanic shop and pick up the car. So when she got to the mechanic shop, she met this man. He's kind of a little bit older man. He is going through some problems. So he approached the woman and explained his problem to the woman. And out of kindness, mind you, this lady has also been an orphan and been raised by another person that is not really her family. So she listened to the story, and at a point she called the husband to discuss the whole story with him, that she has met this man at the workshop, the shop, and this. So the man was like, okay, you put the man on the phone, let me speak to the man. So the husband spoke to the homeless man that they just met at the mechanic shop. And there, the husband just ordered the woman to take the man with him to their house. And the woman was like, in his marriage, the husband is so authoritative, she doesn't really have a say. So whatever the husband says, she just go by it. So that's how she sent the man to the house. Along the line, the man and the husband became so close, they discuss everything. Even it gets to the point that whenever they have dinner together, they spend time together in their own house, in their hall. Meanwhile, they gave this man, the homeless man, the boys' quarters to be sleeping in. But he moved in and out of their main house as if there's nothing going on. And the husband approves of it. It gets to the extent where the husband takes advices from the man at the expense of the wife. So now, here is where it gets tricky. One time, the man traveled, and the woman was left in the house with the homeless man that is not staying with them. They were all in the hall watching TV, and the woman claimed she fell asleep. While asleep, she realized her hands was touching something, only to wake up and see that her hand was actually jerking off the man I don't know how they got to that extent. How do your hand in your sleep wander to the extent of holding somebody's dick and then jerking it up? Maybe the man just found a way to put it up to it. So when she woke up, she got so scared and she questioned the man. What is going on? What are you doing to me? Because the man was not even closer to her while she was sleeping. So definitely the man has a hand in whatever is happening. Maybe he kind of took advantage of it. And the man responded, don't worry about it. But one thing you should know is that I recorded everything. So you don't have to tell your husband, because if you tell your husband, I have proofs. So the woman couldn't tell the husband. She didn't do that because she wanted to protect her marriage, of course. And then the next day, the man came back again and was like, I want the same thing you did yesterday, but this one, I want you to actually jerk me off. And he did it. And he kept going on blackmailing from one blackmail to the other. It got to a point, the man was like, today, I don't want you jerking me off. I want us to get intimate. She tried to resist, but remember, the man said he has evidence to prove to the husband that she was the one that lured him into the first act in the first place. So she gave in. And then that was where the whole thing started. So the husband got back. When the husband got back, the husband called the lady's mother and came with his own mother. And they set up, and behold, he played the whole sex scene of all the things that were happening in the house to the family. The woman was shocked. And everybody scattered. Everywhere just scattered. So she has to leave the house. So she left the house with the small money she has on her. She claims she sent the money to a hotel to stay there. And then finally, she happened to rent a house. So she's been living there. While being in that house, after a month, she realized she was pregnant. So she called the husband and told the husband, I am pregnant. The man was, okay, no problem. If you are pregnant, let's wait when the baby is out. We'll do a DNA test. And if the baby is man, I'll take care of it. And finally, the baby got out. When the baby got out, the DNA results came, and the baby happens to be not for the husband, but for the homeless man. So the lady has been frustrated by all the situation. She doesn't have a stable place to stay. And for years, she couldn't take care of this baby because she wasn't working, she wasn't doing anything. Even feeding the second child is now a problem for her because she doesn't really have the finance. But meanwhile, all the inheritance that has been turned now into money is sitting somewhere in the husband's account. She called the husband about the money, and the man was like, there is no money in the account. That he doesn't know what she's talking about. So she recruited a lawyer. The lawyer was like, if you don't have money to pay me, I can't take up your case. And one day, while surfing the internet, she chanced upon a picture of the husband and the supposed homeless man. The picture dated 10 years ago. So she was just confused that how did this whole thing happen? So looking at this thing, it's just obvious that the man sets him up for all of this to get the man into their house so that she and the man can get into a compromising position so that he will get a leverage and kick her out of the house and take care of all the money that they've harnessed. How do people even think like that? Like, how on earth will you plan to go to this extent just to do all of this? First, I don't know how the whole start of the first jacking off thing in the sleep happened, but I don't know how they cook it up. But no matter what, if you've not done something, no matter what they accuse you, or if you haven't done it intentionally, you just didn't do it. And at that point, from that very first stage, I believe she should have stood her ground and not let it continue. But sometimes when you are pushed to the limit, you really don't know what you can do. But the man is a very wicked man. I don't know how you treat somebody you love, somebody you're married to, unless you have never loved them in the first place. But how do people just take advantage of someone's money and then claim it and take it all for yourself. Something you've not worked for. And then you just use unscrupulous ways and just take it away. I hope this girl has maybe some proof of the house that's been sold to just prove that the house that was sold actually belonged to her. Maybe if he can go back to the person that sold the house, and then if there's the transfer or deal, they can go back to the and trace the documents and really find out the house was hers that was sold to another person here. Then they can maybe trace the money and see where the money is, so she can get something out of it. But if they are actually married, if they should take the matter to court and then they get divorced, I believe she's entitled to like 50% of the money. And then she's also entitled to some alimony. But, she needs to find a lawyer to get that done too. So what do you think about this story? Let us know what you think. This was The Comb Show. I'll see you on the next one. Have a lovely day. Ciao.